Okay, guys, welcome back. And yeah, in the previous session, we have seen about handling the window. Okay, and we have seen that what is mean by window actually. Um, and then we have talked about window. That window is a container of a HTML DOM. So every window which has been opened is a container of a HTML DOM. You can include entire HTML DOM inside one window. So at that point, you should understand that this is window. So window will be having a minimize, maximize, and close button. So in simple sense, that would be called as a window. Okay. So most of the time, the pop-ups that you face, okay, those pop-ups are also windows. Okay. And let us take an example that we have Naukri.com, right? Naukri.com. If I open this website, okay, if I open this website, can you see over here? 3 more supplementary websites have been opened up. Can you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Four websites, four windows have been opened. This one, second, and third. These are the 3 windows that have been opened along with this main website. So these are simple pop-ups. Okay, so these are simple pop-ups. So I can call those as window pop-ups. Okay, so ultimately I can handle these kind of pop-ups using the methods that we have seen in the previous session. So we are not going to talk more about this, but okay, but what we are going to, oops, sorry, I did I just close the session? No, I guess. Okay, so it's running, and uh, today we are going to talk about handling frames. Okay, today we are going to talk about handling frames. So before that, we should understand that what is meant by frames. So we are going to talk about inline frames today. Inline frames. Okay, inline frames. So what are inline frames? So uh, they are also container of DOM. Okay, means you can include entire HTML document inside inline frames, but they are part of existing HTML DOM. Okay, means they are embedded inside the existing HTML DOM. Okay, they are not separate. Okay, they are not separate windows or maybe separate elements, but a frame can be inner HTML element of entire HTML DOM, and inside that frame element we can put entire HTML DOM. Means a different website you can put inside iframe. Okay, so to write the frames, what is there? Okay, okay, so I hope I now you are able to see my screen. Okay, so see what is happening over here is we are talking about the handling of the frames, and what is mean by frames? They are inline frames. Okay, and they are container of the HTML DOM. They are part of existing DOM. Okay, they are part of existing HTML DOM, inside which you can create another HTML DOM. Okay, means it is something like embedded kind of thing. Means a tiffin inside tiffin and so on. That is all. But windows are something different. Windows have the close, minimize, maximize button, but frames doesn't have minimize, maximize buttons. Okay, close, minimize, maximize buttons are not there for the frames, but for windows they are there. Okay, this is the difference between them. Now what is the what is the use of having frames? Okay, in simple sense, uh, windows are spawned out of the parent window. Okay, they are altogether a different element, and they are going to contain a DOM which has nothing to do with the previous DOM. But here what I can do is, let's say I have a very little HTML code which I want to embed in my existing HTML code, but I don't want to disturb the existing structure of it, or maybe something the structure is fixed, and I cannot move the elements, and I cannot make the changes in existing elements. In that case, it is preferred to use the iframes, inline frames. So simply what you need to do is write one tag, and its name is iframe. Okay, what is the name of tag? Iframe. This is the tag. Inside this tag, write the entire HTML DOM. So I'll show you the real-time example of this by choosing some random website over here. So this is all about iframe. Okay, in this tag, I can write the entire HTML document, which will start obviously from HTML tag over here. Can you see? Like this, HTML, and then as we have seen that every DOM and its parent is HTML tag. Okay, parent of every DOM is HTML tag that we have seen. But here in case of iframe, we are going to have multiple HTML tag inside one DOM. That is what I'm trying to say. So let us see that what is the real-time example of this. And let me quickly click on this, and let's click here. And then what was the name of website that we were working to check that web table? Okay, we had taken an example of the HTML uh, dynamic web tables handling example. In that we have used that website, but anyways, we are going to use the naukri.com itself again. So let me quickly find. So there are 4. Okay, this is the first iframe tag, and then this is the second iframe tag. Okay, we got the example of our choice over here. Okay, login iframe. So this is the iframe that we have. Can you see over here? And this iframe tag is having entire HTML document, and it is starting from the HTML tag, and it has head and body which are empty right now. Okay, so can anybody help me in remembering the name of website that we have seen in the HTML dynamic web table handling? I just forgot the name of website. It is a very good example of having frame over there. So what was that? What was that?
BSF na something like that.
Clear text something. I guess it was from C. I just forgot the name. Yes, guys. So this is the website that we have referred for handling dynamic web tables, right? And no, this one is different, I guess. But let's see that whether it works or not. So let me just hit the Control F. So there are 2 elements over here. Yeah. Yes, pretty fine. So we can use this. Right, can you see over here? This is the iframe tag, and this tag is having the document where the HTML tag is there, and this HTML tag is having so many different tags like head and body and so on. So if you observe the entire structure of it, you can see over here at the top we have the parent HTML DOM. Inside this HTML DOM, we have one more DOM, okay, with the help of iframe. Can you see? And it is obviously without disturbing the existing changes. So this is how simple it is. So whenever you feel that this content is not required anymore, so you are good to go, just delete this iframe tag. So entire structure will be gone. Okay, so that is the ease of access and ease of development the developers are going to use. So in a simple sense, I can say that iframes are simple HTML tags. Okay, inline frames are simple HTML tag which may contain entire HTML DOM, but it is not compulsory to have the entire HTML DOM inside the iframe. Most of the time the iframe may have only images or maybe certain kind of elements, but it is not compulsory to have the entire HTML DOM inside it. But obviously it would be a good choice if you are going to have a code. Let's say this table is going to change each and every day, so in that case obviously developers have to use it as an iframe element. Okay, but being a tester, what is our requirement? Okay, so let us try to print maybe this price of HDFC share. Okay, can you see over here? This is 1949.45. This is the requirement. Let's say we want to print this price over here. So whatever the price is of HDFC, we are going to print that. So simply I'm going to write the XPath for this. So let us try writing the XPath for this HDFC. Yeah, here. So I'm just going to print this name, okay, right now, not a price, because it will require a logic and we don't want to waste our time. Okay, can you see over here, this is the font tag and its text is HDFC. Okay, so I'm just quickly writing the XPath. Font contains text and HDFC. Okay, we got a very unique, but there are two elements, I guess. HDFC Bank is there and HDFC is there. So I'm not going to use the contents because contents is going to check the partial text. So here I will use the text directly instead of contents text. So I'll get the unique element. So I got the XPath over here. Now let's write a program and let's see what happens. Okay, so quickly let me create a different class over here. And I'll give the name of this class as frame handling. Okay, and here I'm going to create one method, main method here directly. Okay, so not following the modular approach so far. Okay, here I'll quickly write down the code, basic code, system.set property. Okay, and here web driver dot chrome dot driver and then the exe. Okay, and then web driver is equals to new chrome driver. That's it. So let's import them. Yep. Okay, pretty fine. Now we're going to copy this URL and driver dot get and the URL that we want to mention. That's it. And then we have written the XPath, I guess. So let us write driver dot find element by dot XPath, and the expression is font tag and it's text. Okay, text is equals to, what is the text? HDFC. Okay, so let me close this bracket. That's it. Okay, and we want to send keys to this. Sorry, not a send case, but get text. Dot get text. So that's it. And we will get the text of HDFC. So let's save it in a variable and its name is text. And let us try to print that. Okay, let us try to print that. So here I'll write, I'll simply print this one, this variable's value. Okay, that's it. Yes. Now let us execute this program and let us observe that what is the output of this program. Okay, so I'm quickly executing this program. Okay, can you see the driver executable have been started executing and it have pulled out the Chrome browser and it is opened. It is trying to enter the URL. We got the URL. And let us observe our code whether HDFC is being printed or not. Can you see over here? Can you observe the console? Guys, so this is the console. And nowhere I'm saying that the text is printed up. Okay, it is not printed. Instead of that, we got an exception. What is the name of exception? No such element exception. Which element? Okay, no such element, unable to locate element. Which element? This is the method used, that was XPath, and selector is /font text is equals to HDFC. Okay, let us copy this XPath and paste it into the browser to verify whether our XPath is correct or not. Okay, so let me simply paste this XPath over here. So let me delete this one, paste it. Yep, we are getting the element over here. Can you see? We are getting the element. So XPath is correct, but we are not able to fetch the text. Okay, what is the reason? Now observe the parent of this font tag. What is the parent of this font tag? A tag. Observe the parent of this A tag. This is TD tag. Can you see? TD tag. Now observe the parent of this TD. It is TR, obviously. Okay, what is the parent of this TR? Obviously, it should be a table. So let me quickly traverse T body. Okay, this is the parent of TR. Then we have one more TD, then TR, T body, table, TD, TD, and so on, and T body once again. After T body, we have a div, and body, and then HTML. Can you see over here? HTML. And then if I traverse back, I can see that this is the document and this is the iframe. Okay, so ultimate parent of the HDFC is iframe. Okay, and who is the parent of this iframe now? Can you see over here? If I traverse back and back and back, I can see the HTML is the parent of that iframe. Yeah, nobody else. Okay, means inside this HTML DOM. So let me draw it quickly so that you can understand what is happening. Okay, so here this is the HTML DOM, a main parent DOM that we have. Inside this DOM, we have an iframe, okay? And this iframe itself contains, okay? So this is parent HTML DOM, parent DOM, right? Parent HTML DOM. Inside this parent HTML DOM, this is the iframe, right? This is the iframe. Okay, and this iframe actually contains another HTML DOM. Okay, another HTML DOM. Sorry. Okay, this is what happening over here. So obviously, driver instance can traverse on the DOM only. Okay, so here what is happening? While traversing through the DOM, driver instance encountered this iframe. Okay, but this iframe is itself contains another HTML DOM, and our element is relying inside this DOM. Okay, but driver instance is pointing to the parent DOM. So it will obviously try checking the / font tag inside the parent DOM. Okay, inside the parent DOM. So it will start searching over here, but it will not find any tag with name font and having text as HDFC. So it will not find any tag matching with these details or this XPath. That is why it is throwing an no such element exception. Now what is our requirement then? Okay, what is our requirement then? So our requirement is while traversing through this DOM, if we encounter any frame, let's say, okay, this is the frame, then we have to switch inside the frame. Okay, we have to switch inside the frame and then traverse here for the element of our choice or our requirement maybe. Okay, so how to do that? Again, So let me quickly delete this diagram. Okay, now let us see that how we can do that. So for switching into the frame, we have a method again, driver dot switch to dot frame. Okay, driver dot switch to dot frame. This is the method that we have to use. In case of window, what we have used, driver dot switch to dot window. Okay, this is the method that we have used. Here we have passed string handle. Okay, because every window has a handle, but what about frames? Okay, what about frames? So here obviously we can pass the index. Okay, this method is obviously overloaded over here, so you can pass different inputs. Whatever information you have about the frames, you can pass those information to this methods. So we'll see those methods also, what kind of methods are there and how they are overloaded and what is the purpose of each and every method. That is what we are going to talk about. So we can pass the index obviously, or maybe some id, or maybe some XPath for that particular frame. Okay, so let us go here in our program. Okay, let us try to resolve this problem. So let me quickly see that what kind of, sorry, yeah. So this is the font tag, and let us traverse to the iframe. Here is the iframe. Okay, can you see? This is the iframe, and it has an ID as this one. So let us check whether this ID is unique or not. So how we can check? So I'll simply write down hashtag. Yeah, this is the unique ID. So obviously we can use it. So here in our program, we will try switching on the frame. Okay. So this is our program. And here we are trying to get the text of that HDFC something link, but we didn't get it. So let us try switching on the frame. Driver dot switch to dot frame. Can you see the frame method is overloaded 3 times over here. First one takes the index, and then next one takes the name, and next one takes the web element. So obviously you can write the driver dot find element one, so and so and so. So let me find it by maybe some ID. So whatever ID I'm trying to give. So web element, obviously driver dot find element by dot, let's say CSS selector this time. Okay, and what is the CSS selector? ID. This is the ID. Okay, yep, we are good to go. Now we will switch on this frame. So whatever XPath is matching for this frame, our driver instance will switch inside this frame. So whatever frame is pointed by this web element will be switched upon. Okay, now let us try executing our code and let's see whether it works or not. So browser is opened. Now it is trying to enter the URL. URL is opened, and let us check whether our code is executed. Yep, perfect. So it is printing the HDFC now. A little change saved our program, and this is the change. Okay, a little change saved our efforts. So this may be the case. Okay, everything was good and perfectly fine in this program previously, but still it was not working, and the reason was the element we are looking for was inside the frame. So you should be very careful while writing the XPath, because whenever you write XPath inside Chrome browser, they will get highlighted, no problem, no doubt at all at that point of at that point. But whenever you write or copy those XPath and try to invoke any operation on those elements through the Eclipse or through your JavaScript, then obviously, believe me, if the elements are inside frame, your XPath or your program is not going to work at all. Okay, so for that purpose, you have to switch inside uh, the frame of your choice, and then obviously you can perform whatever operation you want to perform. So this is what about handling the frames. So it has different methods. So let's check the different methods of frame. Can you see over here? 1, 2, and one more should be up here. Yes, and these three methods are inside an interface, and its name is target locator. So this is the interface which is responsible to handle the frames as well as the windows. And in target locator, inside target locator, we have this frame method which is overloaded 3 times. And first one takes the integer argument, that is index. Now if you read the description, you will find that. So let me read it for you. Okay, select a frame by its index, okay, which is 0 based. Obviously it will start from the 0. So inside entire HTML DOM, let's say we have 4 frames, so obviously they are going to come one after another. So obviously the first frame will have the index as 0, and the next consecutive frame tag will have a window will have an index 1, and so on. Okay, selecting a frame by index is equivalent to the JS expression window.frames index. Okay, so in the JavaScript, we can obviously open the frames or maybe create a frames using window class, inside which we have this frame, accessing the frames strategy like same like arrays. So whatever element of array we want to access, this is the way through which we can access the element of array. In the same sense, obviously you can call or invoke the frame by its index, where window is the DOM window represented by the current context. Okay, so window class is there in the JavaScript, which will help you to control the entire window. So what is the window? Which has close, minimize, maximize button, vertical scroll bars, horizontal scroll bar, and it is altogether a container of DOM. So once the frame has been selected, all subsequent calls on the WebDriver interface are made to that frame. Can you let me highlight this statement? Okay, this is very important. Okay, once the frame has been selected, all subsequent calls on the WebDriver interface are made to that frame. Means once you are jumped on the frame, you have to go back on the parent, and then only you can perform the operations or maybe continuing the operations on the main parent. Why? Because your driver instance is now inside frame, and it will try to locate everything inside frame only. So you have to get out of the frame at that point explicitly. Okay, it takes a parameter, that is integer index. Okay, and then it returns this driver focused on the given frame. Obviously it has no written type over here, as this is an interface, so different browsers are going to implement them according to their requirement. Okay, then we have a next method here, and it takes string, name, or id. So what are name or id of the frame that is present on the HTML DOM, you can provide that in form of string. So in our case, we had an id, okay, for the frame. And what was the id? We have copied that id in our program. So this is the id. This was the id. So obviously if you have the id, you can directly mention it over here. So let me copy this and try doing it. Okay, and yeah, okay, perfect. Now obviously this driver instance will switch on this frame by this id. So it will try to locate this frame by its id. Okay, so whatever frame matching this id will be jumped upon. Okay, So driver instance will jump upon that frame, and it will try to work on the frame only. So whenever if you want to go back to your parent DOM, you have to switch back to your parent. Okay, so for switching back to the parent, obviously you can use the methods of the uh, whatever methods we have seen in the window handling. So switch to default content, or maybe switch to the parent window. So you have to take the uh, handle of parent window in this case. So parent handle you should need take. So okay, and here driver dot get window handle, and here we will get the handle of the parent. So after doing this operation, get text and everything, so we need to switch back to our parent window. So driver dot switch to dot window, and here simply mention the parent handle. That's it. Now you will be redirected on the parent handle. So this is what happens over here whenever you try to switch on the frames. Okay, so let me quickly close the browser instances which I opened. There are so many. Okay, that's it. So in a simple sense, what we need to do is we have to switch back to the parent. That's it. So that is all about handling frames. So do you guys have any questions? Okay, so what we are talking about now is, let's say we want to enter some text inside this text box. So let us try writing the code for that to enter some text inside this text box. So we'll get the XPath of this text box, and it has the ID. Okay, so we are going to get this ID over here, and let us write the XPath input tag. Okay, input tag having ID is equals to this. Okay, sorry, mistakenly pressed the control S, command S. Okay, now I'm going to copy this, and inside the Eclipse I'm going to write the code driver.find element by .xpath. Okay, and then send keys. Send keys, let's say testing Shastra. That's it. Okay, so let us execute this program and let's observe what is the output. Okay, so what we are trying to do is, we have opened the website, okay, browser, then we have entered the URL, then we have switched inside the frame, then we have tried printing the text of the element we want, and then we are again trying to insert some text inside this text box. Okay, can you see the text have not been entered? Okay, let us see what happens. What happened? See, this HDFC text have been printed up. Okay, but it is saying no such element exception. Okay, why is it saying no such element exception? Okay, let's see for what element it is saying no such element. Okay, can you see over here? Method is XPath and selector is this. So this is the element that we have written for the text box recently, and it is not able to locate the text box with this ID. Why is this happening? Okay, why is this happening? Because currently we are inside frame. Our driver instance is roaming inside frame. It is not getting out of the iframe. So it is our responsibility to switch the focus of driver instance back on the parent window. So to handle this situation, what we are going to do? So after opening the URL, what we are going to save is the handle of parent. So this is the parent handle we have saved inside a string variable called as parent handle. Okay, by using this method driver.get window handle. After that, what we are going to do, we are going to switch on that parent window first. Okay, and after switching on the parent window, we are going to enter this text. Okay, simple enough. So it is not complicated, very easy. Just understand and listen it carefully. Okay, So let us see that the operation that we want is executes or not now, because we have switched back the focus on the parent window. Can you see testing Shastra have been typed over here? So guys, believe me, I didn't have typed it from the keyboard, okay? Because you cannot see me. So you may think that Array, he is typing and he is saying that this is automation. Okay. So I haven't typed this, and this has been typed by the program itself. Okay. And did you understand this scenario? What has happened? So let me quickly draw what happened. Okay. So here on the new page. Okay. So we have this parent DOM, right? We have this parent DOM, parent HTML DOM. Okay. Inside this, we have a HTML code. Okay. HTML code. And here inside this HTML code, we have an iframe. Okay. We have an iframe. And this iframe again contains one more HTML DOM. Okay. This iframe contains one more HTML DOM. Now, inside this HTML DOM, we have this HDFC text. Okay. HDFC text. Okay. This HDFC text is there. Now, our aim is to get the text of this HTML HDFC. Okay. Text link, or maybe link, that is the link actually. So we have to take the text of this link, and then we need to print it. And then here there is one search box. Okay. Search box. This is the text box. And this text box belongs to the parent DOM. Okay. This text box belongs to the parent DOM. This has nothing to do with this iframe. So this iframe is going to close over here. Let's say iframe. So what is the first step is to switch the focus of driver instance from this parent DOM to this iframe. Okay. So we will switch the focus of driver instance on this iframe. Okay. After switching the focus on this iframe, we need to get the text of this link. Okay. In a second step, get the text of the link. In a third step, what we need to do, we have to come out of this iframe. Okay. We have to come out of this iframe. Where we need to come? On the parent DOM. Okay. On the parent DOM, we have to come back. After coming back on the parent DOM, what we need to do is we need to insert some text over in the text box. That's it. So this is the steps sequence. So in some of the interviews, you may face certain kind of scenarios where interviewer will ask you that, array, let's say that here this is one HTML document, it has one iframe, inside that it has one more HTML document, inside this HTML document there is one more frame. Okay, and now you have to jump on this frame and click on this particular element. Okay, after clicking on this element, there will be one pop-up appearing. Okay, one more pop-up appearing, and this pop-up will have some text. So you should get the text of this pop-up. Okay, get the text from this pop-up and search this text on this text box. So this may be your scenario for interview. So you should answer it smartly. Okay, see what is happening over here. Initially, driver instance focus is on the parent DOM. Sorry. Initially, the focus of driver instance is on parent. Okay, then you have to switch on this first iframe. Okay, then you have to again switch on one more iframe. This one is the iframe over here. Can you see? After switching on this iframe, you have to perform a click operation. After performing a click operation, there is new window opening up. So you need to switch on the new window. Okay, after switching on the new window, you should get this text and save it inside some string variable. After saving, you need to come back from here to the parent DOM itself. Okay, from here to the parent DOM. So this should be the step sequence. So you should be able to write a code for such kind of situation. So this may be your interview question. So this is all about handling frames. So I hope you guys will use the overloaded methods in a different way. So frame method is overloaded for 3 times. First method takes an ID, second method takes name or ID. Okay, whatever is index. First method takes index, second method takes name or ID, and third method takes web element. So whatever unique thing you have, you can search your iframe by that particular unique thing. Okay, so this is all about handling iframes. So do you guys have any questions on this or maybe this scenario?